Hey guys, how's it going? It is June the 27th, 2017, 7:37 p.m. And not much to show you at the moment. Really, I have not had time to do anything. But well, I shouldn't say that. I've procrastinated a little bit. I was watching a video the other day. I posted up to for those of you that are on my personal Facebook, I think. Maybe I'll share that over to RTS side. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't really have too much to show you at the moment, but I'm looking at the various times right now, and I started working out things. And I was like, by the sounds of it, right now, Thursday is going. I'm actually going to rush Thursday to get to um, Union Station, Toronto. We've had in Niagara, we've had three times in the past, I think, week and a half. Not just Niagara. I mean, there was a major accident that happened, and the highway was closed for one night, and then there was some other. Uh, there was another closure a few days later, or something like that, because of another accident. I swear, I don't know about all these Torontonians. If you're a Torontonian, no offense, but I swear, all these people, and I mentioned this to a colleague at work today. I swear, the people that are coming down into this area in Niagara because of the outrageous $1 million housing prices are coming to Niagara, and they must be driving like I don't know. I'm not saying. I mean, there was a mechanical failure on the one, so I got who knows what happened there or why there was a mechanical failure or who's the fault or blame or whatever. I don't read the local news, so I have no idea. But I don't read any news for that matter. Choose my own material, my YouTube stuff, and take it from there. So yeah, I'm yeah, it is crazy. I've been looking at well, I already knew the schedule and all that stuff, but I was looking at the various stops on the way. I This is, I think, the fifth or sixth trip I've taken on the Canadian coming up. So I've already posted on the Wikia some more information in regards to my schedule as far as when I'll be back, when I'll be hosting sessions again. It's going to be a little while. Um, uh, I'm fortunate, and I don't mind sharing this stuff on YouTube only because it's well secure here. I mean, I have people that I can trust who live here. That my place is pretty secure, so I ain't worried about that. Just gonna try to enjoy this trip and not worry about a lot of things, to be quite honest. So yeah, I'm counting down. I'm definitely counting down. Somebody asked me today. Yeah, today or yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I think it was. Um, are you counting down? I'm like, yeah. My kid's all excited. This will be his second trip for both of us, actually. This time he's going both ways. Flew back the last time, so. But yeah, it's like 10 o'clock on Thursday night, so it is basically day four, day one, day two. They call that day one. It's actually close to day five when you look at it. It's 4 days, and yeah, it's not really a full day, I guess. I suppose that's why they call it. So 10 o'clock Union. I'm gonna try and basically get out as soon as I can from work. I've already talked to the ex for a little bit there, and basically said he's got to be ready for 5 o'clock. I'm not going to have as much time as I thought I would. It's crazy because it doesn't take long to get to Toronto. It's all the things that could go wrong in between that has me concerned. If everything goes as according to schedule and according to plan, I will be there 1 hour 45 minutes before that train leaves, which is more than enough time to just relax and say, okay, I'm at the station now. Once that happens, I could care less about the rest. The train could be delayed for hours. It usually will be by the time it gets to Vancouver. I don't think I've ever arrived in Vancouver on time. I don't recall anyways, but maybe I'm wrong. This, like I said, is probably the 5th, maybe 6th trip. So anyways, regarding RTS Selkirk project, I might share this to my Facebook. I don't know. We'll see. But no, I probably won't. Yeah, screw it. I'm not gonna share it to my Facebook. I'm just asking for trouble if I do that. But I just put this one out here and leave it at that. The yeah, I'm basically at this point. I was going to run a session on Wednesday thinking I had a little bit of extra time on Thursday. I really miscalculated that one. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But I started looking at the schedules and I think, wait a minute, this is going to take you a lot longer than you think. And I was like, what the hell? See, I could have left here at about 6:47 near a local mall. I could have left at 6:47. There would be a transfer at 7:52 to 8:07, which is supposedly guaranteed, but you never know. From a bus to a what they call GO trains, and arrive at Union at 9:11. And I said a little tight, but should be okay. But then I started thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, it's just a little bit. I mean, worst case scenario, if for whatever reason that train didn't connect, I could always go with a 9:41. But then that's really pushing it. And the one that sucks the most, that's a half an hour service. The one that sucks the most is this one here, because this is hourly service. So you got 6:47. I'm going for 5:47. So I'm taking my son at right at 5 o'clock. I'm getting off of work right at 5 o'clock, taking him. I'm going to be totally packed by Wednesday. It'll be, you know, everything will be in the car. I'll be driving basically home, leaving my car at my place, and basically everything that I have, I'll just be walking right out of the car and walking down to the mall. The mall's not too far away, so you know it's a pretty quick pretty quick walk from there, and then that's it. It's gonna be, you know, going to get there for 5:47. Everything's going to be an hour earlier, with the exception of the departure. It just means that we'll be in Toronto for just under 2 hours if all goes well. That should be. You never think of those things, and you know, I started thinking about that, and I think the last few times that I've taken trips like this, I've actually taken, I think I've taken the Amtrak. As crazy as that's not too bad, I suppose, but the Amtrak has been known to be very late as well, and they don't have any guaranteed transfers. I cannot trust that. And I took it one time. No, I took the Amtrak 6 o'clock at night one time, or I thought I did. Maybe it was a morning train back then. I don't know. Who knows? Or am I thinking the wrong way? I don't know what that. I'm losing my mind. No, it was a night. It was an evening train. It used to leave St. Catharines at 6 o'clock at night, and you know, it'd take about an hour and a half or whatever to get to Toronto. But I've seen that train go through here at 11 o'clock at night, so I'm like, forget that. But hopefully everything's going to go okay, getting there and all that. So this is going to be interesting. I had, like I said, I did a video on my Facebook the other night. I should find that. See if I can find that. Yes. Let me go on my YouTube and see if I can find it. I'm just procrastinating right now as well too. So, let's see. History. My history. Oh, there's my Presto cards for Go Transit. Just reading up on that. Oh, there it is. Mighty Trains Episode 1, The Canadian. So, this is, I watched this last night.
Here comes The Canadian. Via Rail's world-famous transcontinental passenger train.
Oh yeah, baby.
It first hit the rails in 1955. Recently upgraded and overhauled,
That's expensive to
it's
eat on
now
that damn train.
mightier than ever. Barreling along a route with an incredible history.
1 man died per mile of track. There's several thousand miles of track.
You're like me and you love trains, you know that all over the world they connect people and communities. This one built a nation.
The Canadian is now arriving from Toronto.
Oh yeah, okay.
The Canadian rolls into Vancouver's Pacific.
So that's where I'm headed. That's the destination, but then I'm going to Vancouver Island, where I have biological relatives, biological mother, biological. What am I going into my? Yeah, there. So yeah, biological relatives, mother, half brother, half biological brothers, biological aunt. Who knows what else biological is there? But I call her my bio mom. My parents are not alive, so longer. So yeah, she's. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I got some family, but I don't see them. Quite honest. Uncle, cousins. You know, they invite me for Christmas and all that. Sometime this year I couldn't make it or something like that. The year prior I did, but you know, that's not their fault. I'm busy, they're busy, whatever. Things happen. But so this will be the first trip I've taken since my son was 3.5, so just over 5 years. I think it's my 5th. It might be my 6th trip on the Canadian. I can't. It's kind of strange that I'm losing count, but I think after the time prior to that was probably when I was working at a company where I had 3 weeks vacation, and I stopped over at Jasper, and it was in a winter time too. So I believe that was probably the third last. Before that, maybe this is only my 5th trip. It could very well be. I'd like to say it's my 4th, but I don't think. I think it's been more than that. I don't. It seems this could be number 5. I'm thinking it's 5, but the way my memory is, I cannot honestly say when I first took it. I think I was in my early 20s. But I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. If this is the 4th trip, it's kind of strange that it's been so long, but it's only been 5 years. This is probably actually shorter time in between than some of the other trips have been, fortunately. It's somewhat expensive, but I'm taking coach, so that cheapens it a little bit. I try not to eat so much in the diner car, as it can be expensive, but then again, their snacks are somewhat, their snacks and lunch menu, or not lunch menu, but their cafe car, or whatever the hell it is, that's you know, can be expensive enough. And of course, all the station times are never like, you know, around supper. They're always moving around the supper lunch times, so it's, you sleep, sometimes you sleep during the day, sometimes you sleep at night. It's amazing how much, and this being, I don't recall a time where I went so close to that longest day of the year, first day of summer. So this is going to be a weird one. I think this is going to be the busiest train out of all of them that I've been on. I can't remember as far as I know. I've gone in, the last time I went in May, I've gone in was it this, I go across in December one year, I think. That was the Jasper, because I went up skiing up in Jasper. It was a crazy. After that, before that, my memory just doesn't recall. You remember some of the good things of the last few ones, and that's kind of the ones that stick in your mind. I remember one time, maybe this is my 4th trip. I don't know. I just can't remember. It's been so long. It's hard to keep track, but I know the first time I went to Vancouver, I took a boat out into Sound there underneath the Lionsgate Bridge, and that was a pretty cool. That was the first trip, and that was a really cool trip. But then again, I was a lot younger. Not this past March break, but the March break prior, I went out to Denver, Colorado. That was a trip I will never do again in that little amount of time. The next time I do that, my son's going to be driving with me, or somebody's going to be driving with me, because I'm sure as hell not driving that whole thing. I was exhausted. And the Canadian, I may be exhausted too, but the difference is I don't have to drive. And this is where, you know, I'm just letting it all out. I'm not going to be on YouTube. I'm not going to be checking my mail. That's another thing I wanted to let you guys know in on this. I'm gonna try to stay away from my computer. Other than, with the exception of maybe using like Google Map software or something like that on my son's computer, I'm not intending. Well, especially because it's going to be on my son's computer. There's no way in hell I'm going to be opening up my email on his computer. He's not getting into that. So he'll have his computer. I will not have a computer. I will not be using a computer for anything other than researching maps or schedules or whatever. I kind of have a pretty good idea of how I'm getting to the ferry docks. You know, if everything's good, we should be there at 9:30. If we're later, and if we come out really late at night or some crazy thing like that, you know, we'll figure out something. I don't think it's going to be that late. We've never been really that late. We've been a few hours late. I think the last time I was a few hours late, sitting around on the there's actually BNSF tracks going into Vancouver. So that was kind of crazy. So, but I'll just leave you with this before I basically get back to doing something tonight that's somewhat constructive. I wouldn't mind cleaning up around here, honestly. Not to say that anybody's going to be in here, but you never know. I don't trust, you know, and what I mean by that is if the landlord, for whatever reason, needs to come in. Oh yeah, I got to pay my rent too before I leave. That's one good idea. So I'll be on the train when the first hits, so I better do that next before I forget. But yeah, I just want everybody, as far as RTS and Wikia, just basically to know that the cancellation has nothing to do with lack of interest. I could care less about that, honestly. I mean, I shouldn't say I could care less. I certainly want more people to be part of what we're doing. I'm enjoying what we're doing. I hate the fact that I'm not able to get that one last session in, because I enjoyed myself Sunday night. And I really was kind of looking forward to that one last Wednesday session, but the more I was thinking about it, I knew I had laundry to do on Wednesdays as it is anyways, and then with laundry, I'm probably going to have the dishwasher going as well, and I just thought, you know, I don't think I'm going to have time to do it. I may come back on YouTube if I'm bored, but I don't think I'm going to be that bored, honestly. I got stuff to do now. Not seeing my son until Thursday. It's 7:55 right now, so I mean, I got plenty of time to get some stuff done. I really don't need that. Honestly, I don't think I need that much time to get stuff done. I would just feel much more secure giving myself that extra time and you know, slowly getting things. I bought some clothes today, some extra clothes I want to take, because I got some that weren't wearing out. But this has nothing to do with my lack of interest, as far as I know. And, you know, yes, I'm going to have a lot of time to think about things. I'm going to have a lot of time to think about my hobbies, think about my future, all kinds of things on this trip. It's certainly going to be a time for me to think about what's going on. And I'm seeing some really cool stuff right now coming for Run 8 with TSCAD. Train Sim Cab, or whatever the hell you call that thing. That is looking phenomenal. I might go on the forums tonight and check it out and see what other updates there are. Train Sim, Kevin's been on there as well, and he's had some updates on Facebook, I believe. So that's certainly, I'm looking forward to that. Those are the kind of things I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to what's coming. I'm certainly looking forward to some of the things. I haven't picked up the latest Wellcar pack yet. I don't know why. I honestly, I don't know why. I want to support these guys, but I just haven't thought about it or bothered with it, or I don't know. It just not happened yet. So I just want to make sure this is a long enough trip. I want to make sure that I've got everything set. That's the only reason why I'm canceling tomorrow. And I'll be back, I say unfortunately, but I say unfortunate as in I'll be back because this trip will go by too quick. Even the time leading up to this trip, it's not been long, and like the wait forever, it hasn't been. It really hasn't been, but I can't wait. It's my life is flying by right now. Everything. I tend to enjoy most of my weeks now. My weekends fly by, my weeks fly by, everything is flying by, and usually it flies by because I'm having a pretty good time, and there's a lot of issues in this world. There's a lot of things that concern me. I'll have some time to think about that on this trip, and I want to go through some things. I want to make sure I give myself as much time to myself in the next 2 days as possible. So that's kind of why I decided let's just put away the whole worrying about Run 8 just to get one session in, especially because I don't know how I hope I can sleep Wednesday night because I'm gonna be freaking excited. I'll tell you that. I know what that feels like. I've been there before. It's always the same feeling, and I can tell my son's excited too. So, really looking forward to it. I've already warned him. I said the next trip him and I take, I don't think it's could be the last trip that him and I take on the Canadian. I told him, I said, I really can't afford this kind of thing any longer. Things are getting too tight in this world, and this goes back to some of the negative things. So I'm going to take this all in. I said, if we do go out west another time, chances are it's going to be by the time you're 16 and you and I are going to drive out and you're going to help me. I said, will be my next trip, as far as I know, unless the economy drastically improves and wages and cost of living goes down, there's a lot of things that have to happen for me to see that. I just don't see that happening, unfortunately, no matter how much politics and various things are out there to make America great again and all that other stuff, which it is what it is, but it's, in the end of the day, it's just a slogan until there's action. And here I am in Canada, and I mean, honestly, in many ways, as good as people think Canada has it, we are in many ways worse off. You'd be surprised some of these European countries how they're definitely worse off. And that's crazy, because there's so many things where most of us around here I think are caught in a bubble or a dream world, and they don't have a clue as to what is coming. I think I can hope for the best, but plan for the worst, I guess, is the thing. But as far as this trip, that's what I did. As far as giving myself enough time, I just want to get there in plenty of time to the station. If I'm bored sitting at Union Station for an hour twiddling my thumbs and go watch the GO trains coming in and out of the station up at the platform or whatever for a good hour or so, whatever, I don't care. I just want to get there and make sure I get there in plenty of times. Anyways, I'm just rambling as usual, so I thought I'd just put that little somewhat quick message out there. So I will see you guys when I get back. I don't think I'm going to be on, but I'll never say never. You know me. If I get bored tomorrow, I might come on. I just don't. My mind is not in Run 8 right now. I'm too psyched up about getting ready for this. So I haven't really thought much about Run 8 since probably Sunday night. So anyways, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you when I get back.